I'm Steve Grantley from Stiff Little Fingers. I'm here with Rhythm Magazine just to run you around my kit, my new Natal kit, which is made out of maple. Maple for me sounds really loud, and in this band I need to be loud. So I have big drums. So I've got a massive rack tom, which is 14 by 14, which gives me lots of projection. 16-inch floor tom and an 18-inch floor tom. I use them two together and they sound fantastic. Big, powerful tribal drums. I used to use a big 22-inch ride cymbal, but I used to use it as a crash as well. And then I started using this, which actually does the proper job. It's a wild crash ride, which does the job better than a 22-inch ride cymbal. Big cymbals here. This is what is this? 19. This is 18. I usually use an 18 or a 20-inch China crash. I like to have two sets of hi-hats as well. Can I play? The reason why I like to have two hi-hats is I like to use this just on the offbeat, so you've got something like yeah, so what I like about that is that you've got that nice, it's almost like having like a percussion player playing with you. You've got the offbeat of the hi-hat and you can play the hi-hats there. And also if I'm really going wild on the crash, and then I could get straight onto the hats, or vice versa, I can get straight back. So it's nice having two pairs of hi-hats. I use a metal snare, and I need it to be have as much crack as possible so it cuts through, again for projection, because it's a really loud band. We play really loud. We play too loud on stage really, but I can't get this lot to turn down, so I have to try and get as much volume as possible. So that's the kit. It's Natal, who very generously have been my endorsers. It's covered in chrome. I love the way it looks, love the way it sounds, and yeah, I'm very, very happy with it. It's incredible stuff. It's made, the spec, everything is just so hard, so sturdy. Even, you know, the nut boxes and everything is just such high quality. The chromium plating is fantastic. It's really top-notch gear, top stuff. Okay, I use Aquarian heads, the snare heads that they use, which is the high-energy snare head. Just lasts and lasts and lasts. I don't know what it's made of, but it's fantastic stuff. But I very rarely have to change it. I never have to change it because it dents, it never gets dented. Great heads. I use a thin ply on the toms, and I get my crew to tune them, and if they're happy, then I'm happy. I do tune them a bit, but I leave that to people who know what they're doing. No, I do know how to tune heads, but I like to tune them at as low a pitch as possible. I don't like it so they're too ringy, and I like it so they've got some give in them. Otherwise I find they're pinging back off the heads, but I like a nice low tones on all the toms. That's why I've got big toms, and I like nice low tones. Surprisingly enough, I use Manhattan 7As, which is really quite thin, and it's a jazz stick, really. But I don't break that many. I hit real hard, but I suppose it's more technique than anything else. But I use the Veta 7As, and I find that they really work for me, because I found with a heavier stick, I'm using all my energy trying to make the stick work. Rather than just play, I'm trying to make the stick work. And that's got nothing to do with balance or technique. It's just that sometimes I was using sticks that weren't much heavier than this, but they were too heavy for me to make them work at the kind of speed that I need them to work at. So I just brought them down to the 7As, and these work perfectly for me now. I never use them butt end. I always use them the way they're meant to be used, and they do the job for me.